10 little known signs that your neighbor is a serial killer. Once upon a time, a new neighbor appeared in a quiet suburb of a small town. Harrison, that was the man's name, was a tall and slender man with gray eyes, always amiable at first glance. But, as it turned out, there was a dark secret behind his appearance. It all started as soon as Harrison moved into the house across the street. The first little-known sign that could be noticed was the oddities in his schedule. Harrison rarely left the house during the day, preferring to be active at night. He often took short walks in the vicinity of streets where, as it was clear from police reports, several people were missing. However, no one connected these events with Harrison. The second sign was related to his garden. Instead of beautiful flowers or a cozy place to relax, Harrison worked hard on deep holes in the ground. These pits were quite large and it is not known what they were created for. Perhaps it was a place to hide evidence or victims. The third little-known sign that distinguishes Harrison from other neighbors was a strange smell that came from his house. In the evenings, the smell of chemicals spread over the whole street, giving an unpleasant feeling that something was wrong in his home. The fourth sign was related to the behavior of his dog. Harrison had a big black dog who often expressed incomprehensible aggression towards people and animals. Many residents of the area reported strange screams and howls coming from his yard at night. The fifth sign was related to his attitude towards children. Harrison had little contact with others and especially avoided contact with children who were playing along the street. He always tried to keep his distance and avoided any contact with them. The sixth sign was in his profession. Harrison worked as a night security guard at a large commercial warehouse in the city. He had access to many enclosed spaces and knew the location of every corner of the warehouse. This gave him the opportunity to carry out his dark actions without suspicion. The seventh sign is his secret visits to the forest area located outside the city. Some locals noticed Harrison heading to the area at night with large bags and returning without them. Perhaps there was a shelter in the forest, or even a place for the burial of victims. The eighth little-known sign was associated with his lack of personal life. Harrison was self-controlled and avoided social events, parties, or even the usual conversation with neighbors. This aroused the suspicions of many who lived nearby. The ninth sign was his strange interest in criminal cases. Harrison regularly read newspapers and magazines, noting articles about disappearances and murders in his neighborhood. This raised suspicions that he had an unconscious interest in his own criminal activities. And finally, the 10th sign that could be observed was related to his mysterious behavior during a thunderstorm. Harrison went outside at night, stood in the rain and watched the lightning, as if receiving some mysterious sign or energy. Of course, these 10 little-known signs by themselves do not mean that your neighbor is a serial killer. They may be purely accidental or have an explanation unrelated to criminal activity. In any case, it is important to be vigilant and contact law enforcement agencies if you have serious suspicions.